Morning sunlight slipped quietly into the Han family home, but the warmth it carried did little to ease the heaviness in the air. Soo-yeon sat at the breakfast table, her hands folded neatly in her lap, her appetite gone. Her father sipped his tea slowly, his sharp eyes fixed not on the paper before him, but on her face. Her mother moved quietly around the table, yet the stillness in her movements betrayed a tension that Soo-yeon could not ignore. She had grown up in this house, with its calm order and unyielding discipline. But today, every glance felt sharper, every silence louder. Her father finally set his cup down with deliberate care. "You came home late last night," he said, his voice measured, controlled. "Yes," Soo-yeon answered softly, forcing her tone into respect. "I was with a friend." His gaze lingered on her, searching, and for a moment she feared he could see through the fragile wall she had built around her heart. "A friend," he repeated slowly. "Is this friend the same one from your past?" Her throat tightened. She wanted to lie, to deflect, but her father's eyes pinned her in place. At last, she nodded faintly. Silence fell over the room, thicker than before. Her mother set down the teapot and sat across from her, folding her hands together. "Soo-yeon," she said gently, though her voice carried an edge of concern. "We thought you had moved on. Why would you bring him back into your life?" The words stung, not because they were harsh, but because they carried genuine worry. Soo-yeon opened her mouth, then closed it again, struggling to find words. "Because he never really left," she whispered at last. Her father exhaled sharply, not with anger, but with disappointment. "You are our only daughter. Everything we have built, our name, our reputation, our security, all of it rests on the choices you make. Do you understand the weight of that responsibility?" "I do," she said quickly, though her voice wavered. "Then why would you choose someone like him?" He pressed, his tone still calm but firm. "June is talented, yes. He is passionate, yes. But passion does not build stability. A man who lives through photographs, through fleeting exhibitions, and uncertain income. Can he give you the life you deserve? A life where you never worry about tomorrow? Where you're protected?" Her mother reached across the table, taking Soo-yeon's hand in hers. The touch was warm, almost pleading. "We are not against love," she said softly. "We want you to love, to be happy. But happiness cannot survive on dreams alone. Marriage, a future, raising a family, these require more than feelings. They require a foundation strong enough to weather storms. We have seen too many lives collapse because love blinded them to reality." Soo-yeon's eyes filled with tears as she listened. Their words cut deeply because they were not entirely wrong. She had spent nights wondering the same. If June's world of art and travel could truly give her stability, if their love could survive the pressures of everyday life. Yet at the same time, she felt her parents could not see the whole truth. "But you don't know him like I do," she said, her voice trembling. "He is more than his photographs. He's strong, and he has fought for everything he has. He may not be wealthy, but he has never given up. Isn't that stability, too? To know someone will never abandon you." Her father's jaw tightened. "That is youthful idealism, Soo-yeon. Life will not bend to such romantic notions. You think strength of will alone can protect you from hardship? No. When illness comes, when money runs short, when society closes its doors, will love pay the bills? Will love protect you from whispers and judgment?" The words struck like stones, each one heavy with truth, yet cruel in their bluntness. Soo-yeon felt her hands tremble, but she did not pull away from her mother's grasp. "I am not asking you to understand him," she said, her voice breaking. "I am asking you to trust me, to trust that I know my own heart." Her mother's expression softened with pain, but her father's remained firm. "Your heart is precious," he said gravely. "That is why we cannot allow you to throw it into fire. We are not your enemies, Soo-yeon. We are your parents. Everything we do to ensure you live a life better than ours. That is our duty." Tears spilled down her cheeks, silent and helpless. She wanted to scream that their duty was suffocating her, that their love felt like chains. Yet she could also see the fear behind their sternness. Fear of her suffering, fear of her regret. For a moment, her anger wavered, replaced by a sorrow that weighed heavier than anything. Her father rose from his seat, his decision final in the way he carried himself. "In this before it begins again. You may believe you're strong enough to defy us, but you're not strong enough to defy the world. Protect yourself, protect our family, and walk away." With that, he left the room, the sound of his footsteps fading into the quiet hall. Her mother remained, still holding Soo-yeon's hand, her eyes filled with unshed tears. "Please, my daughter," she whispered, "do not make life harder than it needs to be." When Soo-yeon was finally alone, she broke. Her chest heaved with sobs she could no longer contain, her heart torn between the boy she loved and the parents who had shaped her entire world. Both sides wanted her happiness, yet their visions of happiness could not coexist. She pressed her face into her hands, her body trembling with the weight of an impossible choice. Across the city, unaware of the confrontation unfolding, June sat in his studio, staring at unfinished photographs. His heart was full of hope from the night before, yet a shadow lingered at the edges of his thoughts, the sense that the world would not allow their reunion to last without a fight. And somewhere, deep down, he already knew that the storm had begun.